Folks, I'm back, despondent. I promise I'll not talk very much anti-government, but seeing the news that has transpired in the last 3 days puts me out there. And if you stay quiet, hey, the future will not forgive you. Right? You got to have the guts and gumption to see it like it is, say it like it is. Right? What do I see in front of me? I see Indian Express headlines on derailment, heart-wrenching, Indian Express again strong. I'm glad they brought it out, but it was out in open domain. Not ever Hindustan Times of India. Nobody has any guts. Right? So shame on Jane, and shame on that lady who owns this Hindustan Times. What is this? This is about demand for sexual favors, and it's a copy of the FIR that should make anybody who has a sister, has mothers, has daughters, has to worry. And don't worry about Smriti Irani talking about Babita Bhogat. Don't worry about that. Because that's a whole lie. Because Babita Bhogat's father has now come out and slammed Babita Bhogat herself. Right? And said that what is happening with these, he stands totally with what his nieces and the other girls are saying. And what about the run-up? Meenakshi Lekhi, like I said, all these women, Banavati women that have joined the BJP. I don't know where they leave their womenhood, right? Where they leave sensitivities about women. And look at this smutty Irani, fat Irani, unfit fat Irani. Oh, she only has it all. When Rahul Gandhi, you see how she's all. When it comes to girls, she has nothing to say. And she's the Minister for Women and Child Welfare. Go figure that. And the last but not the least is the Northeast. Amit Shah has destroyed the Northeast. Sarna has destroyed the Northeast. Ram Madhav has also destroyed the Northeast. Nobody knows very much, but he also has destroyed the Northeast because he was like the guy who was trying to create this RSS presence there. Right? So let's see. What do I pick first? I pick first is this heart-wrenching news about the derailment. And just let me tell you, when we look at the derailment, right, there are 5 reports starting in 2022. The first report is by CAG, which tells you about the number of derailments that have happened between the years 2017 and 2021. Go figure, 1,129, and squarely blames it on the fact that in most territories, if you remember when we used to go by train, these guys going up and down. What were they doing? They were looking at the track feasibility. It's apparently down to 30% by 30% in most regions and down to 0 in all. Can you imagine that? Okay. Second report on the 9th of February, which clearly said, this is by the Southwestern Railway, which clearly said that the new systems or signaling systems are faulty and there's going to be hell to pay if they're not corrected. Did anybody listen? No. The third report, the railway board, says that there are 3 lakh people who are 3 lakh vacancies, and that is having a debilitating effect on safety of travel in rail. And fourth, this Vaishnav himself saying that the 3,12,000 need to be filled, otherwise there's going to be hell to pay in terms of security. And now he's going about, then he's the guy, I don't know whether you've seen that Prime Minister ne kavaj diya hai, usse rail yatra bahut sukhet ho jayegi, safe ho jayegi. Hey, now where is the damn kavaj? I believe there was no kavaj, right? And last but not the least is the Parliamentary Committee, which actually went ahead and said a very same thing of how the safety and security of railways has been trashed at the altar of Vande. Money's been spent on Vande. But let me tell you, Vande also is a story, right? He's keeping moving track. He wants his face everywhere, right? He keeps moving track, and some of these trains are running with train sets that are equivalent to metro trains, folks. What a waste of time and money. And I'm told in Chhattisgarh it had to be removed because there were no takers for Vande and the expensive thing. You have to worry about the common man there. And now all of a sudden, what are you having stories? They found the culprit. How the hell do you find the culprit? Who's going to get hurt? No, a culprit. And bringing in the CBI is basically protecting who? Vaishnav. So this government is only about protection. Protects Prashant Bhushan, protects Vaishnav, protect everybody else. But let me take you back how they hammered and threw out MG Akbar when people pointed fingers at him for sexual harassment. Guess why he was MG Akbar? No political points from him. They're gone, man. Here do we have derailment, collision in Odisha, twin train tragedy, 50 feared dead, over 400 injured. This is the first report, right? Train derail, collide in Odisha, accident scores, feared, killed. Train tragedy, toll hits 294. PM visits site, meets recovering threat. Now, PM there, first time in a tragedy, he never got to that bridge that collapsed in Gujarat. He's been here. But people have told him, man, you are up the creek, what people are saying. But what was deliberating is he, Modi, there are dead bodies everywhere. Modi. What has God into people just because he's reached there? Do you think he's God? Are those bodies going to suddenly resurrect themselves because he's reached there? Heck no, he's no God, folks. 288 dead in India's worst train tragedy since 1995. PM vows strict action, death toll climbs to 280. Strict action against him, against himself and Vaishnav maybe. Cause of crash identified, CBI should investigate the Vaishnav. So immediate attempts are being made by to have a conspiracy theory, folks. Man-made devastation, serious lapses. Congress says Vaishnav must quit, just like Scindia did, just like Nitish Kumar did, just like Shastri did. Railways seeks CBI probe. We have identified root cause. Those responsible, says Vaishnav. Now they're going to put it on some communist or some Maoist. I don't know, right? Center fudging facts to suppress mistakes, says Devi. She's absolutely right. Warnings ignored, says Congress. Demands Mantri's resignation. Absolutely 5 warnings already. I counted those out to you. And they're on record. Initial probe finds signal interference. CBI called in. Like I said, and look at this is the state. Vande. Aspiration of India, Vande, right? But fragile coaches, restricted space, thwarted, rescue op. Right? This is for common people. We are the common people. Forget Vande is for people like us, right? Unclaimed bodies pile up, crunch in morgues, okay? This is one story. Then comes the other big story, which is the women wrestlers. They've stood their ground. The cups have joined in. Now the government is in serious trouble. So while he was lying flat, trying to pretend that this whatever the Senghor was the best thing that had happened for the Indian, and as Ram Madhav is coming out, Senghor and democracy or theocracy is all BS, folks. There's no reality. The reality is what happened thereafter, the way they pushed and shoved and brutalized these women. What Brij Bhushan has done, because out in the open comes the FIR. Demands for sexual favors, at least 10 cases of molestation detailed in 2 FIRs against Brij Bhushan. He offered to buy me supplements if I gave into sexual advance. How clear can you get? What do you need to move to get Brij Bhushan out, right? Now, 2 Indian wrestlers, 1 top referee, 1 state coach, 4 witnesses who corroborate. 83 cricket champs minus Binny stand up distressed. Now, I don't know why minus Binny, but thank God for this. 83 were our original heroes, right? Not your Kohli, not your Tendulkar, not your... So Tendulkar, Sunny Gavaskar's a part of this brave stand, right? Harbhajan is. Virender Sehwag. But where is Kohli? Where are all these Suryas, all these guys who are playing? Where is Hardik Pandya? Gutless. 83 heroes back, wrestlers clamor for action. Grow, Singh postpones show of strength. So he was forced to, the sons and also the sons were going to come for. Or can you imagine our sons are okay with removing POXO and hence molesting baby girl? This is our religion, folks. Wake up and smell the coffee. Thakur charge sheet soon, want justice for Thakur. First, deposition not recorded fully, say wrestlers panel denies claim. The panel was a useless piece of center, including Babita Phogat. Brij Bhushan's Ayodhya rally put up after district administration denies permission. BS, right? Wrestlers won't yield cup. Leaders, Mamta pledges support. In Haryana, Panchayat Cup gives government a week. Arrest WFI chief or we go to Delhi. Arrest WFI ex-chief over we will march to Delhi Cup leaders. Some leaders in BJP call for swift action on complaints, and one of the is Gopinath Munde's both daughters. Arrest WFI chief by June 9th Cup meet. And then my favorite, Neerja Chaudhary. She has no idea what's happening. But finally, she's forced out in the open too, right? What the silent government doesn't get. Everyone believes the wrestlers, everyone wants action, and add this, no one believes Modi. Okay? No one. And then the biggest scam of them all, or a cover-up, is the Northeast. Nothing is good there. And it is all about Dhuvikaran. Christian community versus the Hindu community, and courtesy the RSS. And part of that drive was driven by, as I said to you, Ram Madhav. Amit Shah meets teams of so Amit Shah met wrestlers and agreed for early charge. But here, fresh violence breaks out in Manipur. Center sets up probe panel, 3-member panel to probe Manipur violence. 98 killed in Manipur clashes. 36,000 moved to relief camps, says government. Judicial panel to probe violence in Manipur, says Shah. Why are so many bodies unclaimed? 7 families have some answers. 3,000 weapons looted in second wave of Manipur violence. 144 recovered so far. What a shame. Hill Valley rift widens in state. Our people can no longer exist under Manipur as hatred against our tribal community reached such a height. MLAs, ministers, pastors, police and civil officers, laymen, women and even children were not spared. Not to mention the destruction of places of worship, homes and properties. This will have hell to pay, right? Jai Shankar, get ready. And here, Manipur's implosion offers a stern warning. Avinash Paliwal puts it very right. He says, Manipur's implosion offers a wider warning. The Mizoram and Assam police forces recently faced each other off over border dispute as if protecting sovereign territories should have offered pause. Instead of governing along secular constitutional principles, these states are adopting majoritarian logics in a replication of national policies. Okay. For a government that takes pride in uniting the Northeast, Manipur's BJP administration seems to have misread a basic warning on the wall. That is, majoritarian formulas are bound to fail in the Northeast. Also in Tamil Nadu, there are far too many aggrieved parties here and all of them are armed. The Congress learned this lesson the hard way and spent a good deal of the 90s and 2000s rolling back its mistake. The Look East policy masquerading its political failures as economic ambition. After all, the best connectivity India was with its East is illicit in nature, and the one thing that unites the region is its ethnic divisions. Go get that. And this, folks, is the stupidest guy of them all. Theocracy, autocracy, and now he's couched his great, what he calls it, dharmocracy. What is dharmocracy? It's autocracy, right? It's theocracy, right? There is no dharmocracy, right? What does he write? He writes, after independence, Gandhi was installed outside parliament while the inside was overwhelmed by the Nehruvian vision. Nehruvian vision was the same as Gandhi's vision, by the way. Sengol, representing Gandhi's Ram Rajya, Dharma Rajya, is inside parliament now. Let me tell you, Gandhi had nothing to do with the Sengol. Nothing. Nothing. Only brain dead people will believe what is being written by Ram Madhav. He says, Modi and the ruling establishment, for the matter, a majority of the countrymen do not see cultural and religious symbols of India as anti-secular or revivalist. In fact, secularism draws from the ancient Indian religious and cultural traditions which upheld pluralism and celebrated diversity. How do you account for caste system, right? Modi presented the new parliament building as the ideal representation of modern and ancient coexistence. The sacred Sengol in the epicenter of state-of-the-art parliament marked the ideal representation. And now here, the biggest BS of them all. BS stands for bullshit, basically. The Sengol represents the democracy or the spirit of our constitution, where fundamentalisms of all hues are rejected and justice to every citizen and appeasement of none is the rule of law. Tolerating one form of fundamentalism, whether in the name of secularism or majoritarianism, will lead to the rise of the other. So, he ain't as smart as he thinks. He ain't smart. He ain't fooling me. He ain't fooling anybody who believes in a constitutional democracy, not democracy. Democracy. He's got, maybe his accent is also. 3 cheers, Jay.